Okay, so let's talk about Siri. Apple is finally doing something about it, and how they're doing it, well, it's pretty wild. They're teaming up with their biggest rival. In this explainer, we're going to break down this absolutely shocking partnership and what it means for the future of your iPhone.
I mean, let's be real. We've all been there, right? You ask Siri what feels like a super simple question, and the answer you get back is, well, it's just not helpful at all. And that feeling, that shared frustration, that's the entire reason this massive change is even happening. You know, for the better part of a decade, Siri has kind of been a joke, the punchline. It's just widely seen as Apple's weakest link, this piece of tech that's been completely left in the dust in the race for smart assistants.
And the problems? They've always been the same things, haven't they? The robotic answers, the fact that it has zero memory of what you just asked it, and its total inability to handle anything remotely complex. I mean, that's why asking Siri to do anything more than, say, set a timer feels like a total lost cause. And in the meantime, its rivals have just pulled way, way ahead.
So Apple's solution here? It's not just some small incremental update, no way. They're turning to a partner. And the name of this partner? It's probably going to shock you. Seriously, this is one of the most unexpected alliances in the history of tech.
Okay, think about this. On one side, you've got Apple. You know them. The walled garden, everything built on privacy, the closed ecosystem. And on the other side, you've got Google, their biggest competitor in the mobile space, a company built on collecting and using data. These two aren't just rivals, their whole philosophies are polar opposites.
And now, they're partners. Yep, to fix its biggest problem, Apple is partnering with Google. This isn't just a small deal, it's a move that signals a huge, huge shift in the entire tech landscape.
So why on earth would these two team up? Well, it really boils down to three big reasons. First, the money. This deal extends an existing search partnership that's already worth over $20 billion a year to Apple. Then there's the tech. Google's Gemini AI is an absolute powerhouse. And finally, it's just pragmatic. It's simply faster and easier for Apple to license this tech than to try and build it all from scratch.
Okay, so how does this whole thing actually work in practice? The best way to picture it is like Siri is getting a brain transplant, a much, much smarter brain. And Apple is playing the role of the surgeon, making absolutely sure everything stays private and secure.
And the magic behind all this is a technology called Private Cloud Compute, or PCC for short. You can basically think of this as Apple's answer to the ultimate privacy puzzle. How do you tap into a super powerful AI from another company without ever sharing your personal data with them? So here's the step-by-step. You ask Siri a question. That request, it goes straight to Apple's own secure private cloud compute servers. It's only inside that protected Apple environment that Google's Gemini model gets to work on the request. And here's the most important part, the absolute key. Google never sees your personal data. They never see your original prompt, ever.
What this means for you, the user, is that everything looks and feels exactly the same. You talk to Siri, you get an answer from Siri. That incredibly powerful Gemini AI is basically just an invisible engine working completely behind the scenes. You won't see any Google branding anywhere. It's all Apple.
Now, an Apple insider was quoted saying, "The whole point of this massive project is to make Siri genuinely useful again." I love that phrasing. So, what does genuinely useful actually look like in the real world? Let's dive in.
Well, for starters, the new Siri is going to be a true conversational assistant. We're talking deep, nuanced reasoning. It'll actually remember the context from one question to the next, so you can ask follow-up questions just like you would with a person. And get this, it can even do intelligent web searches for you without just kicking you over to Safari.
Just think about a command like this. Find my last vacation photos, make a collage, and send it to Mom. Right now, that's what, 3-4 different clumsy steps you'd have to take? With the new Siri, you'll just say that one sentence, and it'll just do it. That's a complete game changer for how you actually use your phone every day.
But look, this partnership is about so much more than just fixing Siri. We need to zoom out for a second, because what this really signals is a fundamental shift for the entire AI industry.
So when do we actually get our hands on this? Well, the timeline looks something like this. The Gemini-powered Siri is reportedly set to debut around March of 2026. Then we'll probably get a public preview of the full Apple Intelligence Initiative at WWDC that same year. And after that, we can expect more of these cool enhancements to roll out to other apps like Maps and Safari.
Someone close to the deal really hit the nail on the head, calling this partnership a tectonic shift.
And that's exactly what it is. For years, the story of big tech has been these giants building walls around their gardens. This deal, this is about building a bridge.
What this really kicks off is a new era of what people are calling strategic interdependence. The big takeaway here is that no single company, not even a giant like Apple, can dominate the world of AI all by itself. This move is absolutely going to force competitors like Microsoft, OpenAI, and Amazon to completely rethink their own strategies and maybe even forge some new alliances of their own.
So, with rivals now becoming partners, it really makes you wonder, who is going to build the ultimate AI companion? The game has completely changed.